Good morning. You're now listening to Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, WGHQ. This programming is brought to you by our listeners and corporate underwriters who are interested in presenting local community radio. The opinions expressed on this program do not represent those of Pamel Broadcasting or Kingston Community Radio. Listeners are encouraged to send in $10 per month to help bring this program to you. Mail your contributions to Kingston Community Radio, Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. For more information or to donate online, visit our website at mykcr.org. And good morning, this is Dan Gaddis, and thank you for being a part of today's program. It's going to be a Medical and Wellness Monday, and it's Monday, January 31st, and 2 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston. We'll be right back after these messages.
Healthcare these days. America spends twice that of other developed countries on our healthcare system, yet our health ranks near the bottom. How can we stop spending so much and getting so little? Shifting to a system based on primary care can help fix the problem. Patients with a primary care doctor live longer, healthier lives and are less likely to suffer from cancer, heart disease, or stroke. Primary care that is comprehensive and coordinated also saves money. Patients who have a primary care doctor spend 30% less on health care than patients who don't. States with a high number of primary care doctors have lower health care costs and higher quality care. Primary care can help make America healthy again. To learn more about the benefits of primary care, visit www.healthisprimary.com.
Don't. Just don't. If you see a low-hanging or downed wire, don't touch it. Don't move it. Don't go near it. Don't drive over it. It may be a power line carrying an electric current strong enough to kill. But here's what to do. Stay at least 30 feet away and call 911. Central Hudson will take care of the problem. If you come close to a wire, shuffle away with small steps and watch your step. Wires may be hidden in fallen tree limbs or near water. Your safety matters.
The Home Energy Assistance Program, known as HEAP, can help make winter feel a little warmer for income-eligible families. This program provides financial grants to help pay heating or utility bills. If you receive HEAP benefits, you'll qualify for Central Hudson's Bill Discount Program. Find out if you are eligible for HEAP by contacting your County Department of Social Services or by visiting the Assistance Programs section of centralhudson.com.
Hi, my name is George Post from Ulster Park, New York, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you. Where else can you speak to your local representatives on the air and have your questions answered? So thank you and support KCR.
And we're back, and you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920, 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. So we woke up with some areas at about -2 degrees, some areas at about 3 degrees. So we woke up to super single digits, both negative and positive. But today it's going to go up to about 29 degrees. It'll be partly cloudy. And again, tonight, clear skies with a low of about 7 degrees. Tuesday, sunny, along with a few afternoon clouds and a high of 34. And Tuesday night, cloudy skies, and it's going down to 23 degrees. A little bit of a break from the single-digit numbers. And Wednesday, cloudy with a high of 43, and Wednesday night, cloudy during the evening. A few showers developing late, actually showers, because the chance of rain is about 30%, and it'll be about 34 degrees during Wednesday night. You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ 920 on your AM dial, 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. Call-in line is 331-9255, 331-9255. And visit our Facebook page, facebook.com, groups KCR920. And we're going to have a few guests today. Lou Kirschner and Lawrence are going to be calling in the 7 o'clock half hour. Fatima Dean on at 8 o'clock from the Wellness Empowerment Center. Fatima Dean is the director of the Wellness Empowerment Center at People's Place, and she'll be talking about all the phenomenal programs that we have there. And then at 8:30, Maggie McNichol-Ska will be calling in to talk about music healing and transition program. And in just a moment, I got a call.
You know what happened.
Nope. It's a fifth Monday, so neither of the hosts could come. Usually it's Eric Stanberg or it's Ed Aldio, and neither of them could come for this fifth Monday. And so we've got a good lineup today. And Lawrence is probably going to call in too. Both you snowbirds, calling in from Florida, and that's kind of a fun thing. How's it down there?
Well, I just looked. The temperature is 42 degrees.
We're not going to see that till March.
Like Kingston, New York, in the middle of February.
Yeah, I was just hearing on AP News this morning that the whole eastern seaboard got somewhere between a foot and over 2 feet of snow in some places. In Islip, the snow was 2 feet, literally, 24 inches. Yeah, that was a good dump, right?
Well, I haven't seen snow in probably 12 years.
Right, that's true. Yeah, because you always duck out down to Florida at around October and November, right?
Yeah, well, my wife used to come every winter, and when I was working, come for long weekends. And then when I retired, I think from 2011 maybe or 12, but till now I have not seen any snow.
Oh, that's. Absolutely. Yeah.
Shovel, I just had to pay the bill.
That's okay. Hey Lou, you shoveled enough snow in your life. I know you did.
But we've never really had this. I can't recall a winter that I've been down here where the temperature for the last 3 or 4 days, we've even hit 30. I think 33 degrees one morning.
Yeah, right. And that is like kind of unprecedented. It really is. It is.
Snow, though. Didn't see snow.
Yeah. We're talking to Lou Kirschner. Lou Kirschner has been a huge pillar of the community here in the Kingston area for most of your life, I guess, right?
85 years.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. And Lou is the father-in-law of Heidi Kirschner, who's always in here on Tuesdays once a month to talk about the YMCA, which I joined, by the way, recently.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really great to join that. You still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And Lou, it was your deli was at the corner of. Let's do a little bit of rewind for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah, the one of your most popular delis, and it wasn't your only one, right? It was on the corner
I
of.
started in Port Ewan.
In Port Ewan, okay.
Right. I started where the pizza place is on Broadway, not too far from Salem Street. I did have a fire there, and we moved to Wall Street in Kingston.
Wall and James.
No, my restaurant was on Wall Street, right across from the courthouse.
Oh, no kidding. Okay. All right.
You weren't there.
All right.
Right next to the Chinese restaurant. Tea Garden was there.
Right. Okay. Exactly. And that was right now it's the county election board. Am I correct?
No.
No. Okay.
No. That was down the street a ways.
Okay.
It was the Tea Garden, and then at one time it was Rudolph's Jewelry, and Stein closed, and then we gutted everything out, and I opened up Blue's House of Delicacies.
Okay.
I said, here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what
But
deli
we
stands
continued
for.
our catering.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
That's what deli stands for, is delicacies.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
But it was delicacy. We were very successful. People were wonderful to us, and I really appreciated being a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And even though you founded it and everything, you're part of the team. It's a good.
Yeah, right.
That's a fantastic stance, to understand that everyone has those amazing talents to offer, and let them grow up with you.
They did. My poor kids. They worked in a deli after one played soccer, the other played football, and they were the cleanup crew for many years with their buddies.
Yeah.
The day that I retired, I had the day that we closed our place, I had a thank you from, I'll bet you, 50 kids that went with buddies of both of them, because they came in and helped my sons, and they helped themselves to whatever they wanted to eat, and it was wonderful.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the same way in Port Union. All the when I was in Port Union for 10 years.
10 years? That's a long stretch. That's a long stretch.
Kids worked for me,
mm-hmm.
and I allowed them to go there and whatever they wanted to do at night, so they wouldn't get in trouble.
I
When
hear.
I ran the office, they were my best supporters.
Yeah, I still hear from various people in the community. Oftentimes they'll say, "Hey, man, I worked for the deli that really made a huge difference in my young years." So many people worked there for you and with you.
Well, I stay friends with most of them.
Yeah.
Still hear from them. Believe it or not, I hear from them on Facebook.
Yep.
And it's wonderful.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic. You created a community all your life, and now reaping the benefits of such good camaraderie.
And it makes you feel good, let me tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell of a lot different then than it is now. I started my political career I started as a committeeman in Kingston, but I was a legislator from Sopus and Rosendale for 6 years.
Now, you said committeeman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different term than they use now.
No, the Democratic, both parties had committeemen that from each ward in each area.
Yeah.
Then we had clubs.
Oh, right, sure. The Democratic committee, the Republican committee. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when I met my wife, she was the secretary of the Young Republicans in Dutchess County.
Okay.
And I was co-chairman with Frank Koenig as Young Democratic co-chairman. And I ran against one of the guys in Fort Union for supervisor because we couldn't get a candidate, and I lost by 2 votes. And she had been a Republican. She changed the Democrat because Kirschner's, even though they were party people, were people's people.
Uh-huh.
And belief, and it always will be my belief.
Oh,
you have a choice to pick, and then once you pick the candidate, you support the one that's the best.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They don't do that today.
Can't happen yet. It may take a while. It can't happen yet. That's for sure. Yeah, they've crossed the line. When it comes to actually being proponents of the public, at least one of the parties. We're working on that, I hope.
Well, if the younger people will get strong, they tell them they need limited terms of office.
Yeah, that can be too. That can be helpful too.
Well, forever.
Yeah, the
not politics.
yeah, but you were in the legislature too, weren't you?
Right, I was a legislator for 6 years.
Wonderful. What and what were the?
I ran against the best guy possible for county clerk, and he beat me by the conservative endorsement. That's my best friend, Al Spada.
Sure. Oh, my
and
heavens.
when we worked together as a team, it was for everybody's sake.
Fantastic. And in the legislature, what districts were you representing?
Scopus and Rosendale.
Okay, yeah, you did say that. Right, exactly, yeah.
Well, that was when they had 33 legislators. Now I think they only have 25.
Yeah, something like that, 23 or 25, yeah.
And they have limited terms in Ulster County, too.
Yes, okay. And that keeps the pot refreshed, I think. I can see why they had finally decided on limited terms in the legislature, because it does keep the pot fresh.
Yeah, new ideas never hurt anybody.
Especially on the very, very grassroots level that the legislature has to work with. You're right there with the public with very, very simple and sometimes very, very complicated issues that is what the legislature is for.
Well, I like the fact, too, that when we were legislators, we fought like hell on the floor. But we were buddies. We went out, had a drink after the sessions. I know my wife was a member with a few of the wives that made sure that after election each time, we went out the following Saturday night for dinner with each other. Everybody.
After the elections.
After the election.
I know.
We're all friends. Today, it's...
Right. And that is...
got to learn the word compromise, and we've got to get back together.
Yeah, because everybody's pushing for the same for the good. You're all pushing for the good. You just want to do it a different way and things like that. But yes, I hear that constantly among older legislators, and even Kevin Cahill will bring that up every now and then. After heated arguments on the floor, you get out there and just enjoy each other's company, because you're all in it together. And that we, again, we got to work on that. We got to work on that. That would be nice to see that come back to some extent. But
myself.
Yeah. Yeah, they feel like enemies to each other now. Yeah. How's life in Florida? Are you getting a chance even during the winter to hit some golf balls?
About every day.
Oh, good. Yeah, my uncle used to do that every day too.
If I didn't have the golf, it would be very tough for me living down here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, the golf courses are got to be stunning. I have never played down in Florida, but that's great that you get out. What do you do, 9 or you do a 9?
So the league we play for 18.
Oh, you do for 18. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was 3 days out of the 7. I probably play 18 the other 9.
Oh, no kidding. So literally every day.
In shape, I'm all by myself with my dog now, and it's a lot different.
What kind of a dog do you have there now?
I have a little Yorkie. She's 11 years old.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're talking with Lou Kirschner, hailing from Florida, West Palm Beach. Am I right?
That's right, West Palm Beach.
Yes. Okay. And just getting a chance to see what some of the rest of the world is like right now today. Yeah. It was we woke up to about -2 degrees today. Yeah. So it's going to go up to about 29.
I'll tell you one thing: your heat works better in the houses.
Oh yeah.
The insulation down there isn't like it is up there.
Oh, the insulation isn't built in like it is up here.
When I have to put the heat up around 70. Well, I have it on 72 today, and it's still cold.
Oh, right, sure. I mean, you just don't have to pack it in. So it's just not usually done with the houses in Florida. Packing in a lot of insulation. Is that true?
That's right.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, all right. Because the insulation helps when it's hot too.
Well, yeah, the air conditioning's on all.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I don't know. They should probably get that together a little bit, especially in the summer. The insulation is really, really, really helpful to keep out the heat. Interesting.
Well, I'm probably the dermatologist's best customer.
Oh, because of the sun?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, it comes from your youth too. Not now, not really the present time. All the stuff we used to have as kids, it left little scars.
Sure, sure. Oh, that's very, very interesting. Anybody who's a dermatologist who's listening right now can call in and discuss that. That is fascinating. I think that a little bit of the visits of dermatology that I go to too probably has to do with. That's very interesting, Lou. That it actually comes from a lot of your youth years.
Yeah.
Your youth
when
years.
We were always outside. I mean, morning. Yeah,
oh God, yes, and without a shirt and all that. Without a shirt, swimming and all that, and not having any SPF sun protection on either.
Oh, right.
I know. I in my youth, there was no such thing as you put on. When I was young, and if you remember, I'm sure you do, that people would put on oil and suntan lotion to get a tan.
Get dark. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you were going for a tan, and a deep one too. Yeah. So we did the damage in our youth. Oh God, that's very, very revealing, Lou. I hadn't thought of that. That it's cumulative over your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And
now let me ask you a question.
Good, Lou.
How's
Thanks.
the Kingstonian project going?
They just had a pretty positive, and I'm going to, I only have a peripheral view of it. I hadn't been to any of the meetings or anything, although I think that the previous meeting a number of days ago was very positive toward moving forward with it and making it a go. That's what I've heard from all the sources that are really interested in it and have been following it or have been going to the meetings. It's a go, and it'll be like we need 3 or 4 more.
Absolutely.
Kingstonians. We need 3 or 4 more of those kinds of building projects here. It's we need the housing, we need the parking, we need all of the things that it's providing. And right now, the territory over there is super underused. I mean, it's a Herzog's warehouse. That's about it. It's super underused. That whole corner is going to be a huge, huge, huge hit for Kingston. That Front Street area is stunning. You go all the way down Wall Street, and there you are in the Kingstonian area. There, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Well,
people will be surprised how much sorry.
It's going to bring Kingston back to where it would be viable instead of letting it run.
Yeah, and again,
close it.
Right. Throughout.
If I were on the radio all the time in Kingston, I'd be pushing it every day.
Yes, and projects like that are just compassionate working projects for the community. That's what it is. You put that thing up, and it doesn't have everything that everybody wants. Nothing can. Nothing can. No project really can, right? And then,
well, as a real senior, I could tell people that it's very important for the older generations to have a place like that, because when you reach a certain age, it's very tough to keep a home going.
Mm-hmm.
Where it would be wonderful, and it would be for the good of the, how do you say, good for the community, good for the people, and good for Kingston, New York, because if something has to bring it back to life.
Oh, definitely.
That's certainly one of them.
Yeah, there's, it's quite lively, of course, uptown. But this is just going to be a huge infusion of extra population, of extra buyers, people that are going to be buying things, and and the whole Kingston Plaza right down there is very convenient to anybody who's living there. Be amazing. It's just an infusion of extra revenue for Kingston. And if we that could be a model. It could be a model. Something like that could be planted into Midtown. And a model like that could be easily planted into downtown. It's actually, and maybe it's a little unique and a little bit off the chain for most people in Kingston, but it could end up being a model for other building projects, and I hope it is.
It would be wonderful,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
The Jordan family is one of the greatest in giving.
Some of the most compassionate people on the planet.
Yep.
It's very true. Absolutely. You're listening to the KCR, Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ 920 on your AM dial and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. And we're talking with Lou Kirschner, and Lou Kirschner is coming from West Palm Beach, Florida. And, of course, most of his years were spent here in Kingston. And when you come up, when you come up in the summer, I'll get a chance to see you this summer, right?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay. And you have an apartment up here?
No,
Okay.
I have a son.
Oh God, yes. Of course, you have two sons. Yeah.
I had got Julie up there. Julie.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Mark,
Uh-huh.
like a daughter to our family. She worked for me for over 48 years.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Okay. Well, we all hope to see you, when it gets warm. When are you coming up? Around May?
I hope to be up there before May.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
I'm
Okay.
still president of the Montreville Cemetery.
Absolutely, which is one of the most beautiful cemeteries in the region. It's just
Yes.
gorgeous. Absolutely. It's old trees with new trees and all those good, beautiful sculptures and stuff. Yeah, I go there, because I live right down on Hudson Street, which is just right below Montrepose Cemetery. And I'll oftentimes just go there just to chill before I come home or something like that. It's a very, very nice place to go. Yeah. Yeah, it's an amazing thing. Oh, that's good. Man, they certainly have a good board member. Are you a board member?
I'm a president of the cemetery.
Oh, president of the cemetery.
I'm a board member, yes.
Yeah. Obviously a board member, too. Okay. Lou, I thank you immensely for chiming in and catching us up on some things. We're talking with Lou Kirschner, who's been very, very involved and giving to the Kingston community, as we all should. Give back.
Favorite place?
I'm sorry?
Still my favorite place. I love it.
Yeah.
I was a resident for 86 years. I just changed to Florida recently. So.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's been it is a discovery for me. I have to confess that I've only been here since 2013, but I've been welcomed, and in so many ways, welcomed to the community, and find it to be an enormously dynamic area, dynamic culturally, dynamic medically, dynamic politically. You can know your political representatives at the turn of a dime.
Right.
That's what's really, really kind of exciting, is that things that, for instance, when you were in New York City, when I was anyway, you feel this huge disparity. You don't have this interconnection with your representatives as closely as everybody makes themselves available here. The mayor, everybody is a man on the street. There are people on the street. Everybody who's working for us. Okay, well,
you do a great job too, Dan, and that's very important.
Well, thank you, and we've got a break time right now. Lou, thank you so much for getting up early and chiming in with us for a little while. Thank you so much, Lou, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you, Dan.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Lou.
Bye.
That was Lou Kirschner from West Palm Beach, Florida, and he was such a, like I said, pillar of society here in Kingston, New York. Thank you for calling in. And you're listening to WGHQ, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. KCR is talk radio, and call-in number is 331-9255. And we will be right back after these messages.
Everyone is talking about healthcare these days. America spends twice that of other developed countries on our healthcare system, yet our health ranks near the bottom. How can we stop spending so much and getting so little? Shifting to a system based on primary care can help fix the problem. Patients with a primary care doctor live longer, healthier lives and are less likely to suffer from cancer, heart disease, or stroke. Primary care that is comprehensive and coordinated also saves money. Patients who have a primary care doctor spend 30% less on health care than patients who don't. States with a high number of primary care doctors have lower health care costs and higher quality care. Primary care can help make America healthy again. To learn more about the benefits of primary care, visit www.healthisprimary.org. This message is brought to you by America's Family Physicians.
Don't. Just don't. If you see a low-hanging or downed wire, don't touch it. Don't move it. Don't go near it. Don't drive over it. It may be a power line carrying an electric current strong enough to kill. But here's what to do. Stay at least 30 feet away and call 911. Central Hudson will take care of the problem. If you come close to a wire, shuffle away with small steps and watch your step. Wires may be hidden in fallen tree limbs or near water. Your safety matters.
The Home Energy Assistance Program, known as HEAP, can help make winter feel a little warmer for income-eligible families. This program provides financial grants to help pay heating or utility bills. If you receive HEAP benefits, you'll qualify for Central Hudson's Bill Discount Program. Find out if you are eligible for HEAP by contacting your County Department of Social Services or by visiting the Assistance Programs section of centralhudson.com. Are you a renter or homeowner having trouble paying past due electric and gas bills? The Regular Arrears Supplement Program may help. If you're eligible for the program, you could receive up to $10,000 in aid. If you're behind in rent payments, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program may also help. Get the relief you need to help pay off those bills. Visit the Assistance Programs section of centralhudson.com for eligibility and application requirements.
Hi, this is Scott Harrington from Hurley, and I support Kingston Community Radio because the people need a place to have their voice heard, and it's lost in corporate radio, so please keep listening and supporting our station.
Thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920, 92.5 FM. It's 7:34 a.m. right now here in Uptown Kingston, and it's it's 1 degree someplace, and it is about 2 degrees other places on this January 31st. Basically a perfect winter for us right now. A lot of snow on the ground and 0 degrees. This upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Central Hudson. And a little bit more about the weather and forecast for the next few days. For Monday, we've got, for today, we've got a high of 29. We are going to see some temperatures escalating up there, and it's going back down Monday night, clear skies with a 7-degree low. And Tuesday, sunny, along with a few afternoon clouds with a high of 34. And cloudy skies on a Tuesday night, low 23 degrees. And Wednesday, cloudy with a high of 43 degrees. Wednesday night, cloudy during the evening. It's a low of 34. It's going to be cloudy, so we might see a little bit of rain. It's about a 30% chance of a few showers developing later in the day. You're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, and as we had mentioned earlier, this is a kind of a how would you say, an orphan day. It's the 31st, and sometimes we don't have a fifth Monday. Sometimes we do. So I'm standing in for all of our great medical people, the great Eric Stanberg and Dr. Ed Alio, who are our usual people, and they just couldn't be here today. And I have a just for this portion, we have Fatima Dean from the Wellness Empowerment Center at 8 o'clock. She'll be calling in, and we have Maggie McNichol-Skaw calling in, representing the Music Healing and Transition program that has to do with our musicians that go into healthcare facilities and nursing homes and things like that, and providing live music to the patients. And so that ought to be very, very interesting, and it may come up as something that you would love to be involved in or actually love to have in your home. And I have found yesterday a fantastic article from the New York Times, and you may want to pop it up anyway. It comes off of the New York Times app. Best brain foods you're not eating, and there's an Eat Well challenge, and every week's Eat Well challenge tries some foods that have been linked to improving your mood. Is this one? Now, improving your mood with food is maybe something that's a little bit unusual. It sounds a little bit interesting, and feeding your brain. It's time to start feeding your brain. For years, research on healthy eating has focused primarily on physical health and the link between diet, weight, and chronic disease. But the emerging field of nutritional psychiatry studies how foods can make us feel. Many people think about food in terms of their waistlines, but it also impacts our mental health, said Dr. Uma Naidu, a Harvard psychiatrist and the director of nutritional and lifestyle psychiatry at Massachusetts General Hospital. It's a missing part of the conversation. The connection between the stomach and the brain is strong, and it starts in the womb. The gut and brain originate from the same cells in the embryo, says Dr. Naidu. One of the main ways the brain and gut remain connected is through the vagus nerve, and that vagus nerve follows through our whole body. A two-way chemical messaging system that explains why stress can trigger feelings of anxiety in your mind and butterflies in your stomach. And chemical messaging can come from your food. Food can also influence the state of your microbiome, and some species of gut microbes have been linked to higher rates of depression. So that's our gut bacteria and things like that, microbiomes. And even the brain chemical serotonin, which regulates mood, has a strong gut connection. Only 5% of your body's serotonin is made in the brain. The rest is made, stored, and active in the gut. So part of our brain system is actually in our intestines, in the gut, said Dr. Naidu, author of the new book, This Is Your Brain on Food. That's fun. This Is Your Brain on Music is a book that I'm familiar with. Nutritional psychiatrists say food shouldn't replace other treatments for mental health. including therapy and prescription drugs, but it shouldn't be ignored either. A number of studies have suggested that dietary changes can lead to meaningful improvements in mood and mental well-being. We have to eat. It's a basic need, said Dr. Naidoo, who is also a professional chef and instructor at the Cambridge School of Culinary Arts. And food is also a very powerful lever in terms of our mental health. I think this is absolutely fantastic. The myth of comfort food. That's very, very interesting to us because we think we always feel good when we're eating our comfort food, mashed potatoes and red-eye gravy and all that stuff. Often people try to influence their mood by eating comfort foods like ice cream, pizza, or mac and cheese. The problem, experts say, is that while those foods typically offer a tantalizing combination of fat, sugar, salt, and carbs that make them hyper-palatable, they can actually make us feel worse. Tracy Mann, who heads the Health and Eating Laboratory at the University of Minnesota, ran a series of studies to determine whether a person's preferred comfort food improves their mood. Participants were asked the question, what foods would make you feel better if you were in a bad mood? The most common responses were chocolate, ice cream, and cookies. The respondents also rated foods they enjoyed but would not normally eat to seek comfort. Before each test, the participants watched film clips that were known to elicit anger, hostility, fear, anxiety, and sadness. After the film, the viewers filled out a negative mood questionnaire to indicate how they were feeling. Then they were given a heaping portion of their favorite comfort food, a food that they liked but didn't view as a comfort food, a neutral food, like an oat and honey granola bar, or no food at all. Everyone had 3 minutes alone to eat their food or sit quietly. After the break, they filled out the mood questionnaire again. Whether a participant ate comfort food, any food or no food didn't make a difference in the person's mood. The factor that seemed to matter most was the passage of time. If you eat comfort food, you might feel better, but if you didn't eat it, you would also feel better just with time going by, said Dr. Mann. People believe in comfort food, and they are giving it credit for mood improvements that would have happened anyway. Now, using food to treat depression, while Dr. Mann's research found that traditional comfort foods don't have a meaningful effect on mood, a growing body of research shows that improving the quality of a person's diet can have a significant effect on mental health. An analysis of 16 studies found that dietary interventions significantly reduce depression symptoms. The first intervention to test dietary changes as a treatment for depression included 67 patients, all of whom had poor diets consisting of a lot of processed and sugary foods with very little fruits, vegetables, or fiber. About half the patients were given nutrition counseling for a Mediterranean-style diet, as well as food baskets containing sample foods, recipes, and meal plans. The rest of the group met weekly to chat and receive friendly support, but diet wasn't discussed. At the end of the 3-month study, the food group showed significantly greater improvement in depression symptoms, and a third of them had achieved full remission compared to just 8% of the social support group. Pretty powerful stuff. The effect has been seen in larger studies too. A 4-year study of more than 10,000 university students in Spain found that people who closely followed a Mediterranean diet were at lower risk for depression. Australian researchers examined food dietaries of 12,385 randomly sampled adults from an ongoing government survey, and they found that higher fruit and vegetable intake predicted increased happiness. Fruit and vegetable. Got that? Okay. Life satisfaction and well-being. The psychological gains were equivalent to moving from unemployment to employment. And people who changed their diet to include more vegetables saw mood improvements within 2 years. There's still much to learn about which foods and how much of them can improve mental health. One year-long trial published in JAMA, a medical publication, in 2019 found that a Mediterranean diet reduced anxiety but didn't prevent depression in those at high risk. Scientists do know that 20% of everything we eat goes to the brain, said Dr. Drew Ramsey, a psychiatrist and assistant clinical professor at the Columbia University Vagelos College of Physicians and Surgeons in New York. Critical neurotransmitters and receptors are made when you eat specific nutrients and amino acids. And your glial cells, for example, glial cell, I don't know what that is, for example, which make up a substantial portion of the brain, are dependent on omega-3 fats. Omega-3 we know about from sardines and salmon and things like that. Minerals including zinc, selenium, and magnesium provide the foundation for cell activity and brain tissue and the synthesis of neurotransmitters that directly affect mood. Iron, folate, and vitamin B12 help your body produce serotonin. Quote, "Our brains evolved to eat almost anything to survive, but increasingly we know there's a way to fuel it to improve overall mental health," said Dr. Ramsey, author of the book Eat to Beat Depression and Anxiety. "We know if you eat a bunch of garbage, you feel like garbage, but the idea that it extends into our mental health risk is a connection we haven't made in psychiatry until recently." The Eat Well Challenge. You can find it. It's pretty deep and pretty interesting and intriguing. There's a 4-week Eat Well Challenge, and Tara Parker Pope helps to reshape your eating habits for lifelong health and 5-week program. And try some new brain foods. To help patients remember the best foods to eat to support brain health, Dr. Ramsey has devised a simple mantra: seafood, greens, nuts, and beans, and a little dark chocolate. Seafood, greens, nuts, and beans, and a little dark chocolate. He also hosts a free online cooking class called Mental Fitness Kitchen. And for this week's Eat Well Challenge, try adding some new foods to your plate that have been linked to better brain health. This list is based on suggestions from Dr. Naidu and Dr. Ramsey. They seem to collaborate. Much of the science on the possible brain benefits of various foods is still in its early stages, and eating these foods won't result in mood changes overnight. But incorporating several of these foods into your meals will improve the overall quality of your daily diet, and you might notice differences in how you feel. Top of the list, as you probably know, leafy greens. Dr. Ramsey calls leafy greens the foundation of a brain health diet because they're cheap, versatile, and have a high ratio of nutrients to calories. Kale is his personal favorite, but spinach, arugula, collards, beet greens, and chard are all great sources of fiber, folate, vitamins C and A. If you're not a fan of salads, add greens to your soups, stews, and stir-fries and smoothies, or turn them into a pesto. He also recommends having a small serving of seaweed, and that is the leafy green of the sea. And, of course, some cultures use it enormously, and it's incredibly packed with these nutrients. Leafy green of the sea to your plate once a week as a source of iodine, fiber, zinc, and additional phytonutrients. Let's hear what phytonutrients are. Colorful fruits and vegetables. The more color your plate has, the better the food is for your brain. Studies suggest that the compounds in brightly colored fruits and vegetables like red peppers, blueberries, broccoli, and eggplant can affect inflammation, memory, sleep, and mood. Reddish-purplish foods are power players in this category, and don't forget avocados, which are high in healthy fats that enhance the absorption of phytonutrients from other vegetables. Next up, seafood. Sardines, oysters, mussels, herring, wild salmon, cod are sources of long-chain omega-3 fatty acids that are essential for brain health. Seafood is also a good source of vitamin B12, selenium, iron, zinc, and protein. All these things coming live from your food rather than from a vitamin pill. If you don't eat fish, chia seeds, flax seeds, and sea vegetables are also good sources of omega-3. Chia seeds, flax seeds, and sea vegetables are also good sources of omega-3. For those on a budget, canned salmon is a more affordable option, said Dr. Naidoo. Nuts, beans, and seeds. And try to eat between a half and a full cup of beans, nuts, and seeds a day. Well, that's a lot. But that's what Dr. Ramsey says. At least a few handfuls, right, of beans, nuts, and seeds. Nuts and seeds, including cashews, almonds, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds, are a great snack. They can also be added to stir-fry dishes and salads. Black and red beans, lentils, and legumes can also be added to soups, salads, and stews, or enjoyed as a meal or a side dish. Nut butters count too, like almond butter and cashew butter. Spices and herbs. Cooking with spices not only makes your food taste better, but studies suggest certain spices may lead to a better balance of gut microbes. They reduce inflammation and even improve memory. Dr. Naidoo especially likes turmeric, as many people already know. Studies suggest that its active ingredient, curcumin, may have benefits for attention and overall cognition. Turmeric can be very powerful over time, she said, and try incorporating it into your salad dressings or roasted vegetables, or adding it to marinades, curries, sauces, stews, or smoothies. That sounds fun. Just use the turmeric, and curcumin is added into your diet. Adding a pinch of black pepper makes curcumin 2,000% more bioavailable to your brain and body. That's fascinating. Adding a pinch of black pepper makes curcumin 2,000% more bioavailable to your brain and body. So put some pepper in with your turmeric. It's an easy hack to do when you're cooking. Other spices that may support brain health include cinnamon, rosemary, sage, saffron, and ginger. Just as an aside, I'm wondering how... never mind. Fermented foods. Fermented foods are made by combining milk, vegetables, or other raw ingredients with microorganisms like yeast and bacteria. A recent study found that 6 servings a day of fermented foods can lower inflammation and improve the diversity of your gut microbiome, the balance of your of the good bacterias in your stomach. Fermented foods include yogurt, sauerkraut, kefir, a fermented milk beverage, buttermilk, kombucha, a fermented drink made with tea, kimchi, a traditional Korean side dish of fermented cabbage and radish. Coconut kefir is a non-dairy option. Other fermented foods include miso, cottage cheese, Gouda cheese, and some types of apple cider vinegar. You can also drink probiotic containing gut shots, which are small bottles of fermented beverages, usually about 2 ounces in size, sold in many grocery stores. Fermented foods. We know a little bit about that, but that was a beautiful little report about that. Dark chocolate. People who regularly eat dark chocolate have a 70% reduced risk of depression symptoms. Let's go with that, according to a large government survey of nearly 14,000 adults. The same effect was not seen in those who ate a lot of milk chocolate. Dark chocolate is packed with flavonols, including epicatechin. But milk chocolate and popular candy bars are so processed they don't have much of that epicatechin in it. So there we have it. that is an article, again, if you want to look into the rest of the research that's going on with that. And the Eat Well Challenge, it's on the it's on the New York Times. It popped right up yesterday, so it's on the New York Times app. If you can do that. If not, I would be happy to forward it to you in any way possible. Okay. All right. We're almost at the top of the hour. I'm going to take a little bit of a break right now. You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, on AM 920 and 92.5 FM. My name is Dan Gatis, and it is 7:56 a.m. right now, Monday, January 31st, and about 3 degrees here in Uptown Kingston. We'll be right back after these messages.
Everyone is talking about healthcare these days. America spends twice that of other developed countries on our healthcare system, yet our health ranks near the bottom. How can we stop spending so much and getting so little? Shifting to a system based on primary care can help fix the problem. Patients with a primary care doctor live longer, healthier lives and are less likely to suffer from cancer, heart disease, or stroke. Primary care that is comprehensive and coordinated also saves money. Patients who have a primary care doctor spend 30% less on health care than patients who don't. States with a high number of primary care doctors have lower health care costs and higher quality care. Primary care can help make America healthy again. To learn more about the benefits of primary care, visit www.healthisprimary.org. This message is brought to you by America's Family Physicians.
Don't. Just don't. If you see a low-hanging or downed wire, don't touch it. Don't move it. Don't go near it. Don't drive over it. It may be a power line carrying an electric current strong enough to kill. But here's what to do. Stay at least 30 feet away and call 911. Central Hudson will take care of the problem. If you come close to a wire, shuffle away with small steps and watch your step. Wires may be hidden in fallen tree limbs or near water. Your safety matters.
The Home Energy Assistance Program, known as HEAP, can help make winter feel a little warmer for income-eligible families. This program provides financial grants to help pay heating or utility bills. If you receive HEAP benefits, you'll qualify for Central Hudson's Bill Discount Program. Find out if you are eligible for HEAP by contacting your County Department of Social Services or by visiting the Assistance Programs section of centralhudson.com. Are you a renter or homeowner having trouble paying past due electric and gas bills? The Regular Arrears Supplement Program may help. If you're eligible for the program, you could receive up to $10,000 in aid. If you're behind in rent payments, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program may also help. Get the relief you need to help pay off those bills. Visit the Assistance Programs section of centralhudson.com for eligibility and application requirements. The Home Energy Assistance Program, known as HEAP, can help make winter feel a little warmer for income-eligible families. This program provides financial grants to help pay heating or utility bills. If you receive HEAP benefits, you'll qualify for Central Hudson's Bill Discount Program. Find out if you are eligible for HEAP by contacting your County Department of Social Services or by visiting the Assistance Programs section of centralhudson.com. Are you a renter or homeowner having trouble paying past due electric and gas bills? The Regular Arrears Supplement Program may help. If you're eligible for the program, you could receive up to $10,000 in aid. If you're behind in rent payments, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program may also help. Get the relief you need to help pay off those bills. Visit the Assistance Programs section of centralhudson.com for eligibility and application requirements.
Hi, this is Scott Harrington from Hurley, and I support Kingston Community Radio because the people need a place to have their voice heard, and it's lost in corporate radio, so please keep listening and supporting our station.
And you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. My name is Dan Gatis, and it is almost 8 o'clock a.m. right now, and this last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Central Hudson. This upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Herzog's Home and Paint Center in the Kingston Plaza. Go to them for all of your home building and maintenance and painting needs, and discover the difference of buying local. And visit Herzogs.com. They have ongoing sales that you can check in on at Herzog's in the Kingston Plaza. You're listening to WGHQ AM 920 and 92.5 FM. And a little bit about the weather for Kingston and the surrounding areas. Partly cloudy today. We're definitely experiencing a little bit of cold right now. In the region, it's anything between -2 and 3 degrees in the area, depending on how much sun you're getting, I guess. Partly cloudy, high of 29 today. And tonight, clear skies with a low of 7 degrees. And Tuesday, sunny, along with a few afternoon clouds with a high of 34. And cloudy skies Tuesday night with a low of 23 degrees. Wednesday, cloudy with a high of 43. And we're going to get a little break on that. And Wednesday night, cloudy during the evening with a few showers possible, developing late in the day with a low of 34 degrees, and the chance of rain is 30%. I've got a few. By the way, I have in the birthday folder. I have no birthdays today. So, moo. Moo to everybody who has birthdays today. Let's see, what else can I... I've got some events here. We're waiting for Fatima to call in. And, we're just waiting. There she is. Okay, just one moment. Let me get off. Okay, we have on air now, and sorry for the dead air for a few seconds, but I'm answering the call and doing the hosting and announcing today too. So yes, we have on air right now Fatima Dean. She is the director of the Wellness Empowerment Center at People's Place. And good morning, Fatima. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Dan. It's my pleasure. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and let's start at the beginning. What was the inspiration, and how did the Wellness Empowerment Center actually originate?
Well, actually, there was a grant out in the ethos, as they say, and Christine, who is incredible at getting us new venues. We got a grant to open up the Wellness Center. It was an aspect of what we do as a non-for-profit that we really felt was important. You know, we feed people, we clothe people, we have incredible programs, but the whole piece of being, you know, mental wellness, physical wellness, it's not approached necessarily, and it's definitely not approached as an affordable or, you know, free. Right.
So many of the services that are at the Wellness Empowerment Center are pretty expensive.
Yeah,
they can be.
Yoga,
yeah.
You know, classes are pretty expensive out there, so we're thrilled to be able to bring it to the public, to our community, for nothing. Just come up, enjoy, learn what you can. It's been wonderful.
Now, I get the feeling that it's a good promotion for anybody's business if they come into the Wellness Empowerment Center and do workshops and classes and different presentations and things like that. It seems to be for those who are doing it, it's a huge promotion for the business that they're actually involved in.
I agree. I think if you experience something that's given to you by a person who's actually come and helped us out by doing it, if you're inclined to want more, and if you can actually afford more, you'll do it, or you'll tell your friends about it. So I think in terms of a venue for expanding, and also just getting the rest of the world to know what we do. We have very small pockets of how to get what we do out. So this is a pretty big area of expansion, I feel.
Okay. That's absolutely. I think that's very, very true. It's expanding lots of these efforts and venues and banks and yoga centers and things like that. It's expanding their reach into the community in very, very positive ways. Now let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay, what would you like to know?
What is the roster?
Okay.
Let's go through the spectrum of what is available at the Wellness Empowerment Center on weekdays.
Okay. We have got just such a vast amount of classes and workshops available. Actually, I want to start with the fact that we've got some really interesting new programs for Black History Month, being as February is Black History Month.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Hello, is that okay?
That is wonderful. I'm just remarking. I didn't know that was part of the roster for the month. That's really beautiful.
That's why I want to talk about it.
Yes,
it's one of these things where I really believe if you build it, they will come. And we were sort of like, oh man, Black History Month. Wouldn't it be nice if we had some specialized programs? And we really didn't have anything at the time we were hoping. And then the library, in conjunction with us, the Kingston Library, has come up with a wonderful reading program, and we're going to have a lunch and read for Black History Month. Every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, we're going to have, you go to the cafe at 777 Broadway, you pick up lunch, you come next door, come up to the Wellness Center, and we're going to have a lunch and read program, which is, we have a short story by Black authors. The first 15 minutes, we get to eat and cover the story, read the story.
I've got to go to one of those. That's amazing. Yeah, hearing it from you. I've already heard it from the Marge from the library came in last week to announce that, and I was like, oh, that's intriguing, and that's awesomely put together. And now hearing it from you, it's like I've got to get there.
We're totally stoked. We've wanted to do collaborations with the library, and this is like our first big kickoff, and I'm just so pleased. We'll have the stories. You can pick them up at people's place. You can pick up the short stories every week at the library, and then just come grab the lunches are amazing. The cafe at our community cafe lunches are phenomenal. So yeah, you come up and you eat and read, and then we discuss what we've read and how it impacts us. So that I'm totally excited about. But a new one, even since then, we have African drumming is going to be coming on February 7th at 12:30.
What day is
and
that?
It's a Monday. So Monday, 12:30, the 7th, and Valentine's Day. I think you can drum your hearts out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, let's drum our hearts out.
And we're doing that in conjunction, in collaboration with CCE. And that's the Center for Creative Education. They do incredible work as well.
Absolutely.
And Drew was just like, we should do this. Do we have a time slot for this? And we're like, absolutely.
Oh, boy. Yeah. African drumming in the Wellness Empowerment Center on the second floor of People's Place. Bring your drum? Is that what the idea is?
Bring your drum, bring your heart, bring your rhythm, and bang away.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, I am really stoked. Speaking of being stoked, I'm stoked about that. And I for one, Maggie will probably come too, but I, for one, will definitely be there on one of them. How many are there going to be?
There's only going to be 2. It's going to be on the 7th, which is the first month, and then the 14th, which is the second Monday of the month.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Oh, fantastic. And it's at noon. Am I correct?
It is at 12:30.
12:30. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So while we're talking about Mondays, because now I've covered my Black History Month.
Okay.
Every Monday we have what we like to think of as mindfulness programs. And at 10:30, we always have something in the mindful realm of breathing, journaling, tapping, anything to get you grounded and get you centered and just get you to be able to get a grip on your life in a way that keeps you grounded and mindful. Then at 11:30 every Monday, we have a mindfulness for everyday living, and that's a meditation program. And Sharon is just wonderful. She leads you through meditation and how it also helps you in your life. So we're fitting in those other things, but every single Monday at 10:30 and 11:30, we have a program around mindfulness.
Okay.
Which has been great. We have another new program that I am ridiculously excited about. There's a gentleman, Paul Wiedemann, who originally had invented smart bells, which was a
Can you repeat that?
What was that?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah. We have a gentleman, Paul Wiedemann, who had invented this incredibly wonderful exercise device called a smart belt.
Smart belt. Okay. Smart belt.
A smart belt.
Okay.
He has since just totally morphed it into this heart-shaped exercise tool. And we are going to be doing heart move classes. And they are basically stretching, connecting, grounding with this, with a heart. So it's a heart connector. And he's going to be teaching it, and I'm actually going to be teaching it. We are going to be having the classes. Our launch is going to be on the 15th, which is the day after Valentine's. And the classes are going to be at 10 o'clock. And we'll have one class every week. If anybody likes stretching, yoga, Tai Chi, this is a combination of all of those types of moves, but while holding this heart-shaped lightweight. It's very, very cool. Definitely coming to check it out. It's he's amazing.
That's very progressive. I mean, like not only are we pulling in things that are very traditional and things like that, but at the Wellness Empowerment Center, a lot of it is very, very progressive and leading edge.
Yeah, this is just Thank you because it is leading edge. Wednesday is our fitness day. We love to get people all stretchy and exercise on Wednesday. So at 10 o'clock every Wednesday, the Yoga House comes and shares their wonderful yoga program with us. We have different instructors every week, so it really does vary, but everybody is just amazing. Then that
is a preeminent. That is a preeminent training, and that's a preeminent facility. The Yoga House here in Kingston is been huge and has quite a tradition.
Yeah, and they're right next door to us, so it's it's so lovely that we get that kind of connection. At 1:30 every Wednesday, we have Mary Tuma. She is an instructor who brings such life and such joy to a low-impact physical fitness class. We have a lot of sort of, not older ladies, but, sort of more mature people who come religiously because she just moves you. Her music is rocking. She does rubber band stretching, ball stretching, low impact. It's a complete delight. If you haven't gotten any cardio in, Mary is the person to come to. She's brilliant.
That sounds like most of us who are listening would take advantage of that. And it's Wednesdays at
1:30.
At 1:30. Wednesdays at 1:30 for low impact cardio.
Yep. Okay, moving on to Thursday. Thursday is sort of like our Thriving Thursday. We will give anything and everything that will help you thrive. So my Dan, I have to introduce you as our the Love of Sound man. He has come to our center and brought a love of music and sound. And I'm watching this group morph from learning how sound affects you to listening to how people are bringing instruments in and recording music and making music.
Experimenting.
And I feel like we have a resident jam band. Tell them about it.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it for a few minutes. Yeah, that's a workshop that I'm involved in. I guess I created it. But it was originally called The Power of Sound, and now it's called The Love of Sound, and it really is the love and power of sound. And basically, it comes from my background in teaching recording arts and acoustics and digital media and things like that over the past 25 or 30 years, and it is, we always have a little component in the workshop that has to do with something about acoustics, something about learning about how echo works, how reverb works, and things like that. And what we're listening to in the outside world, what we're listening to every day, what we're listening to and how we're listening to it, and what's going on with the way we hear. And then, of course, it has, as Fatima has mentioned, it's evolving into a kind of a music workshop where we're experimenting and discovering how to play together, the collaboration nature of working with sound and working with music, and understanding our own backgrounds, understanding our own backgrounds and bringing them forward to create something brand new when it comes to creating music and sound. We've only started, Fatima.
Okay, yeah, no, I know. Believe you me, I'm waiting for the.
And we would love to have more collaborators, because it's becoming a collaboration, which is really fun. Yeah, we would love to, we are inviting anyone who's listening right now to come at 11 o'clock on Thursdays for an unparalleled way of discovering and understanding sound and music.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's been really fun. And you know what I think would be great, and a great addition to that, Dan, is the fact that we have instruments going on, but I think we could have some really good vocal things going on.
Yes. That's definitely in the syllabus. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. All right. So Dan is what I'd like to call our Thursday anchor, because Dan is here every single week. But we have found that the input for needing stretching and yoga has now become a 10 o'clock spot for us on Thursdays.
Yes.
So we have either restorative stretching. Every other Thursday we have chair yoga, which is another fantastic class. And then we have Donna from the Holistic Health Community doing a yoga class. So pretty much we're going to have in the 10 or 9:30 slot every single Thursday yoga, followed by Dan. And we do have some random classes that come up that I really want to talk about. We have a class on the third Thursday of every month, and it's at 1:15, and it's the self-help myofascial class. Michelle Domenico comes and shows you how to use golf balls and foam rollers to be able to break down tissue to aid with healing. And I will tell you, it is amazing. If you've got knots and if you've got pain, she really shows you how to sort of roll it out and knead it out. Great class, and it's stuff you can actually go home and do on your own. So once a month, you get like a new spot on your body, or you get a new way to use these things, but it's something you can take home and use for the rest of the month. She also teaches usually the fourth Monday of the month at 12:30, a really nice Tai Chi class. And it's the kind of Tai Chi, yeah. And she teaches it in a way where you learn how to land in your body. So it will help with.
No, let's repeat that, Fatima. It's good. It's good to repeat things, because a lot of listeners might have heard that, guys, whoa, what's that? And then that is because for, like in all truth, the Office for the Aging sponsors a Tai Chi class, and it's always hugely full with lots of people on the waiting list. So let's hear that again.
Okay. Usually every fourth Monday of the month, Michelle teaches a Tai Chi class at 12:30, and she is very much from the school of learning how to, be in your body, land in your body. It's great for fall prevention, strengthening your bones and your muscles. Mm-hmm. And it's a wonderful class, and we have room. So if you want to try Tai Chi once a month, come to the Wellness Center. And I know it seems like we've got a tremendous amount of stuff, and we do. So Dan will share the website where all of this is listed, so you don't have to commit anything to memory. It's very, very simple to register. The registration is free. But I think, in case you're getting overwhelmed and you're like, how are we going to remember all this?
Yeah.
It is right there.
That's okay. It's right there. Exactly. Now, can you fill us in on how to get to the website?
Yeah, can I just finish Friday really quickly?
Oh, yeah, let's do Friday, Fatima. Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, really quickly. Once we get back up, we'll have finance classes on Friday. Right now, we're in between, but we have every other week an improv fun and games class, which has turned out to be a lot of fun. It's basically adult games, learning how to improvise and bouncing ideas off of people in a very playful way. Great class by Christopher Pollock, and it's another one of those, you've never tried it, what have you got to lose? Okay, now we can talk about now we can talk about how to find us.
Yeah, how to find the People's Place. First of all, you're right on the circle, on the brand new circle, so you can't miss it. There's parking spaces in the front, and there's parking spaces at People's Place. For you can park at the People's Place parking lot even if you're coming to the Wellness Empowerment Center.
That's actually what I tell you to park, because it's just easier to. There's not that many spaces in the front, but you can park in front if there's a space.
Yep.
But 17 St. James Street, park in the back and just walk around the building to the front.
Absolutely, to the front, and you'll always see the Wellness Empowerment Center. What do we call that? It's just the sign that's showing you which door to go in. It's right next to the cafe.
Mm-hmm. And okay, I'm so sorry. I've got one thing that I forgot to announce. It's enormous.
Beautiful, please.
We have been doing, in conjunction with the Holistic Health Community out of Stone Ridge, an evening of holistic health. And this month, our evening of holistic health is going to be Wednesday, February 9th, from 4 to 8 p.m. It's up in the Wellness Center. We transform it into a spa, and it's beautiful. And we are going to have reflexology, shamanic Reiki, tarot and astrology readings, hypnosis for stress reduction, therapeutic yoga, Thai massage, and the emotion code. 7 therapists doing 4 sessions, so it's going to be anywhere up to 45-minute full sessions, and we're going to have 4 different groupings, 1 per hour, 4 o'clock, 5, 6, and 7, ending at 8 o'clock. And we're going to have that on the website shortly, by the 1st of the month, and you can book through our website. And booking is...
So it'll be at the beginning of the month when people can book?
On Wednesday, February 9th. So
it's going to be Wednesday, February 9th. And when can people start to book?
I'm going to have it live on the website as of the 1st. I just had to get so there'll be a portal. It'll say Evening of Holistic Health.
Wow.
You click on that, and then the availabilities will be by hour, by therapist, and spots go really fast. So just get on there and check, and whatever's available, get yourself on the roster.
That is unbelievable that the program is going to happen Wednesday, February 9th, and you said from 4 to 8.
It starts at 4, it ends at 8.
Yes.
We're working with the Holistic Health Community out of Stone Ridge.
Okay.
And it's just a beautiful collaboration.
Sorry, I was writing.
That's okay. Is that another one you're going to book?
Yeah, I was
already?
writing it down. I'm going to book one of them. Boy, that's a phenomenal, phenomenal evening, and it's because People's Place is open later on Wednesday. Am I correct?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Because most of the programs go past the time that some of the programs for the Wellness Empowerment Center go past the times that People's Place is open. Am I correct about that?
Yeah. The thing that's nice is because we're a separate entity in terms of our own front door and our own entry.
Right. And, yeah.
If you have a class that starts at 1:30, even though the People's Place is closed at 1, we can have people come in and we can let them out. So, we like to try and end around the end of the day, but we have flexibility.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility. Let's put it that way. Fatima, there's an enormous amount of flexibility, and this spectrum of wellness and empowerment that the Wellness Empowerment Center, this is, if you want to, listeners, if you want to be involved in something that is only going to grow hugely, visit the Wellness Empowerment Center for something that's interesting to you, because it's just an extraordinary facility. I do have a question, and it might be a tricky one.
Okay.
And that has to do with the fact that we've got about 20 stairs to get up there.
Okay. Unfortunately, we are on the second floor.
Yes.
And if you're really, really, really unable, then it makes it a bit hard for people who... We're working on, the universe providing, and hopefully we'll get a stair lift as soon as we can. So if you are able to slowly head upstairs, we welcome you. If there's any way we can help you get up there, we will.
Yes.
But I'd say the only disadvantage is it is on the second floor. However, at some point, that will also be taken care of, very much like the Wellness Center presented itself, a stair lift will present itself.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And, I think that, it's good for our listeners to know that we have a need. We have a need for just a stair lift.
There you go.
Simple stair lift.
and
that would, we got the facility, we got the space, we've got an incredibly versatile space with lots of storage room and stuff like that for making it all happen, and it really is all happening. Lots of little sample gifts and things like that when you come to your workshop. There's always some nice little snacks and sample gifts and things like that People's Place provides when you come. Anything? We're kind of coming around to the end of the half hour. It goes pretty fast, doesn't it, Fatima?
It does.
But I thank you immensely for calling in and giving us a great expose on what the Wellness Empowerment Center is. It can't come from anybody better than the person who's running it. Any other final thoughts that you might have, Fatima?
Absolutely, how to get to us and how to book.
Good.
If you go to the People's Place website, which is peoplesplace.org, there will be a drop-down menu, and if you click on the Wellness Empowerment Center, that will take you right to our calendar. And any program that you see on the calendar, you click on the program. There's a description so you can tell exactly what it's about. And if you scroll down, you will see a blue highlighted word saying register here. You click register here. That puts you into Eventbrite. And then you just have to give them your first and last name, your email address, confirm your email, and your free ticket will say you're registered. And then I'll have an idea. We prefer, if you can, get on and register. We really prefer it because it's good to know how many spaces to set up a room. Like if I have 20 people show up, I need to know that we have 20 people coming to yoga. Right now, the classes we're fine with like 15. So, get on, get yourself a spot, experiment with the classes, scroll through, read the descriptions, get curious, and come and visit us. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a really great spot, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah, please register if you can. If you're not used to Eventbrite, or if you're not used to working online, come to the People's Place, and the schedules are available.
Yeah, and we'll register. You can always call People's Place, actually.
Yeah.
And we will sign you up right there and then. But you can do it on
Thank
your phone.
you, yes.
Which
Mm-hmm.
would be convenient.
Yes. What's the People's Place number?
Good question.
I know. I don't know it either.
Oh, my God. Busted.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's so funny. That's the only thing I don't actually have on me. And
Okay, not a problem. Fatima, we're at the bottom of the hour now, so I thank you so much for helping to promote People's Place and Wellness Empowerment Center. People, come, okay? It is your place, so please come, okay, and enjoy some of the amazing wellness and empowerment workshops that are being conducted there by some of the best professionals in the area.
Absolutely. And if you do come to us through this show, please tell me that you found us because of this, because we want
nice
to know.
To know. Yes, absolutely.
How to get to it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Absolutely. Thanks
Okay. Thank you, Fatima. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio has been brought to you by Herzog's. Because the colors and quality of paint you choose matters, Herzog's Paint and Design Center in the Kingston Plaza is there for you, offering the largest selection of Benjamin Moore paints and the area's most complete line of painting supplies. Herzog's Paint and Design Center also provides color samples from Benjamin Moore paints, including the eco-friendly Aura line. And if you haven't used Aura paint, you're in for a great experience. Color decorating consultants and expert interior designers are ready to assist you in choosing the right colors. Visit Herzog's in the Kingston Plaza. We'll be right back after these messages.
Talking about healthcare these days, America spends twice that of other developed countries on our healthcare system, yet our health ranks near the bottom. How can we stop spending so much and getting so little? Shifting to a system based on primary care can help fix the problem. Patients with a primary care doctor live longer, healthier lives and are less likely to suffer from cancer, heart disease, or stroke. Primary care that is comprehensive and coordinated also saves money. Patients who have a primary care doctor spend 30% less on health care than patients who don't. States with a high number of primary care doctors have lower health care costs and higher quality care. Primary care can help make America healthy again. To learn more about the benefits of primary care, visit www.healthisprimary.org. This message is brought to you by America's Family Physicians.
Don't. Just don't. If you see a low-hanging or downed wire, don't touch it. Don't move it. Don't go near it. Don't drive over it. It may be a power line carrying an electric current strong enough to kill. But here's what to do. Stay at least 30 feet away and call 911. Central Hudson will take care of the problem. If you come close to a wire, shuffle away with small steps and watch your step. Wires may be hidden in fallen tree limbs or near water. Your safety matters.
The Home Energy Assistance Program, known as HEAP, can help make winter feel a little warmer for income-eligible families. This program provides financial grants to help pay heating or utility bills. If you receive HEAP benefits, you'll qualify for Central Hudson's Bill Discount Program. Find out if you are eligible for HEAP by contacting your County Department of Social Services or by visiting the Assistance Programs section of centralhudson.com. Are you a renter or homeowner having trouble paying past due electric and gas bills? The Regular Arrears Supplement Program may help. If you're eligible for the program, you could receive up to $10,000 in aid. If you're behind in rent payments, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program may also help. Get the relief you need to help pay off those bills. Visit the Assistance Programs section of centralhudson.com for eligibility and application requirements.
Hi, this is Scott Harrington from Hurley, and I support Kingston Community Radio because the people need a place to have their voice heard, and it's lost in corporate radio, so please keep listening and supporting our station.
You're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Herzog's in the Kingston Plaza. This upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Ulster Savings Bank. Many locations throughout the Mid-Hudson Valley, one near you. And one more time for the weather and forecast for the next 3 days. Partly cloudy today with a high going up to 29. We can't even believe that right now. It's only 2 degrees here now in uptown Kingston. Monday night, clear skies with a low of 7 degrees. Tuesday, sunny along with a few afternoon clouds with a high of 34. So we get above the freezing line for the first time in a few days. And Tuesday night, cloudy skies with a low of 23. And Wednesday, up to 43. And just a little cloudy. And Wednesday night, cloudy during the evening with a few showers developing late. The low is 34, so that snow is going to turn into rain. So it's about a 30% chance of rain on Wednesday night. You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. And we've got a new guest for this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio. And it is Maggie McNichol-Skaw, Music Healing and Transition Program. And we are live. Good morning.
Good morning, Dan. Happy to be here.
Okay, and what is Music Healing and Transition Program, and how did you find it, and how are you using it these days?
Well, Music for Healing and Transition is a national organization. Goes under, you can find it online under MHTP. It's a national program that certifies musicians. The purpose is to bring live therapeutic music into different healthcare centers and different settings, because we believe that music actually is a tool for healing, and it helps patients relax. It can be used in many different ways. So the program actually helps musicians to use their gift of music and bring it in as a professional into healthcare settings. And it also involves a lot of research that is a basis that we can apply music in different ways. So it's bringing music to patients primarily.
What facilities would you be visiting?
Well, pre-pandemic, hospitals are one site. I had done my practicum in medical centers and in local hospitals. When I mentioned to my dentist at one point that I was going through this program, she says, "Oh, we could use live music for the patients and help them relax." So you can be creative also with the kind of settings that you play music in. I haven't played for my dentist patients yet, but it's different than piped-in music, because what therapeutic music does is one of the first things we do when we come into a setting, for instance, into a patient's room, is observe the patient and see what condition are they in at the moment, and we try to meet them with music in the state that they're in.
And you really can't do that. Yeah, you really can't do that over Skype or Zoom or stuff like that. You don't have that intimate interrelationship of gestures and the vibe in the room, and maybe a family member that's there and things like that. You just don't have the impetus or the strength to understand exactly where somebody's at, so that you can tailor the music that you're going to provide there a proper intimacy.
One of the things that we look to do is to see what is the breathing rate of the patient. Because, for instance, if they were in pain, they would breathe differently than if they were relaxing. And one of the things we want to do is to bring music to help patients relax. Actually, research has shown that if patients who are on pain medication, the pain medication is just not doing the job well, what can we do? As part of the team, the healthcare team, bringing in a therapeutic musician can help relax a patient, and sometimes we find that the patient's pain medication, can finally kick in because we've helped them with music to get to the point where they can relax enough and the body takes over, and then the medications can work better.
Will you sometimes... I'm sorry to interrupt. Will you sometimes go to the same patient more than one time?
Oh, absolutely. It's prescriptive. If they find that it works for a patient, then the facility that we visit would recommend that we visit the patient more than once. And then the patients also can ask. For instance, I had gone to a patient that had multiple bones broken from a motorcycle accident into a truck, and they were hospitalized for months. There was fatalities involved, and so this patient had actually some emotional issues to overcome, as well as the pain from many operations and the long-term hospitalization. So patients who are in long-term, it helps very much. It helps emotionally as well as, with the relaxation. And frankly, having a musician come in and play music specifically for you is also a very welcome visit. Having visits while you're in the hospital can be very comforting. So it's a comforting visit as well. Though we come in as part of the professional team, but it's still a friendly visit.
Absolutely. And what instruments are you using? What instruments? What is the spectrum of instruments that are often used? And is it always solo, or is it sometimes a couple people playing together with a patient?
It's typically one musician, though you can come in as a duo, but sometimes I've even
I remember
while
I
a Reiki master is doing Reiki for the patient, and two people could come in, but you both have to zone in and take the cues from the patient as well. It's really not playing music. It's not like having a performance for the patient. It's different than a performance.
Yes.
We don't just perform. We meet the patient. We play our tempos and we change the tempos.
No, you were talking.
The patient's breathing.
Right, you were talking earlier about maybe somebody who's got a racing heartbeat, or you've got like you were asking, you were finding out what the heart rate is and things like that. And you're probably familiar with reading the readouts of a patient's vitals and things like that. So you're into understanding the tempo of their heart rates. So what I'm getting at is a term called entrainment.
Entrainment, exactly. That's one of the tools that we use. if we can see the monitor for the patient, sometimes we're not able to see those things. So we take the cue from the breathing, and then there are things that we watch to see if what we're doing is right. With live therapeutic music, got to turn on a dime. If we see that a patient's getting agitated, if we notice that there are things occurring that the patient's mood is changing, then we will change with them, always with the goal to bring them to relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
And I always used to say, job is the patients to sleep. If I can do that, then I've done a good job in my session.
And they're still listening when they're asleep too, because our ears never close.
That's true.
Yes, yes. There's an effect still while a person is sleeping or unconscious that they're gleaning a lot from the music. Again, what are some of the, like in all of MHTP, what is the spectrum of instruments that are usually brought in?
There's a lot of harp players, which is my main instrument. But people will also sing. There's some keyboardists. There's a lot of guitarists. So really, it's adapting your instrument. I've not seen anything brass, but the American flute is one of the most effective.
Which flute?
The Native American flute.
Oh, that beautiful long wooden flute that Dave uses over at Kingston Hospital.
Yes, very effective. That does help soothe patients. Sometimes we're not just soothing patients, though. If there was a memory unit, they might want us to play familiar music to engage patients who might be zoning out a lot or might be somewhat agitated. Playing familiar music does something to focus one's mind, and so we would play music of their era. So that is very helpful too.
And sometimes they start.
One thing we do is go ahead.
Sometimes they start singing along. Because like for instance, dementia and Alzheimer's patients oftentimes cue in enormously well to music, and it just brings them right back into focus for that moment. Can you speak about that? Because that's an enormous aspect of what music can do for patients that are under a disease like Alzheimer's.
Well, there's a different program, not through MHTP, but where iPods can be filled with music, a patient's favorite music. So, for instance, the family might recommend to the staff who are making iPod for a bit, recommend what the patient's favorite tunes are, and then certain times of the day they'll put those iPods on the patients, and they somewhat engage and come out of maybe a stupor that or a depression that they might be in, and they really do start being engaged and focusing a bit more for that day. So there's been research done on this, and so there are grants that provide these iPods for the patients. They're easy to use, and it's highly recommended for patients. We will do the difference with the recorded music and the therapeutic music. When we come, we can change what we're doing in the moment as we observe the patients and do things with our tools of different rhythm, different volume. So what we do live therapeutically is a bit different from recorded music, but they both work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they both work. Mm-hmm. And if necessary, I mean, it's a huge detract. It subtracts a lot of the possible intimacies that you have with the patient if you do it as a Zoom. But has that been done over the course of the pandemic?
Absolutely. Some institutions that were really invested in having their therapeutic musicians continued by using iPads, and, for instance, the recreation departments, the staff would set up iPads and appointments for patients so that there could be a two-way communication, and at least live music was being played through iPads for patients, and it would be in time. But there's much to be desired doing it through the equipment and not having visits until the pandemic lifts more and there are not as many restrictions about letting visitors in. Of course, they want to do things to keep the residents safe. So eventually things will get back.
Yeah, the tonality is one of the most important things, and that ability to quickly change with every little inflection and every little difference that the patient is experiencing, it cannot be done. And this is one place where Zoom doesn't work as well. But one thing that I wanted to ask you is, what do you think is where are we standing? What's the status of being able to get into the hospitals and into the nursing homes and into rehab centers and things like that? What is the status right now?
Well, some of the facilities that used to have, and I say used to have therapeutic music, the pandemic caused the closure of some of the departments that were able to bring integrative modalities into their institutions. So now we're starting from the beginning, waiting for the rules and the pandemic to lift a bit until we can approach different nursing homes or hospitals to see if they're ready to invest in something like live therapeutic music again. There are a lot of musicians out there who really need extra things to do in order to in place of performance. So this is some real opportunity for musicians to get together, get training, and approach local institutions, hospitals, and such to offer live music, something integrative, another modality for the patient. I mean, the hospitals that I used to play in, they were proud to have photos of a harpist that comes in and plays for patients. It was a great marketing item for them.
Yeah.
Well, they lost it. We lost that during the pandemic. So maybe it'll come back.
I had the opportunity, and I'll be very, very honest, I had the opportunity to go to Albany Medical Center one time with you to play guitar along with your harp. And one thing that was a huge, huge takeaway for me was that the staff was just as appreciative as the people we were playing for. They loved the music.
Yes. I think during the pandemic that it was more important. Well, no, as in to play for staff as it was for patients, because every time I played in a hospital, the staff would say thank you. Though I wasn't looking at them and playing to their breathing rate to lessen their anxiety,
right,
or their stress. It worked for them. I mean, every time I would come off an elevator,
they loved the
harp,
music.
They would light up.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. They would light up. And
not every day you see a harp rolling through a hallway in a hospital.
Yes, exactly.
But I'd like to see it every day. It would be very nice.
Yes, and I think that the more the merrier, when it comes to that, because that's a place where healing needs to take place even more and more and more, is exactly then. When.
And I shouldn't be the only one coming with a harp. I'd love to have other musicians to work as a team, so that it's not just one musician at one hospital. It should be a team of musicians. But that's my wish list. That's a goal.
That's a big wish list, because music healing and transition program is a good way to start. Music healing and transition program. How does one find that?
Well, I found it online years ago. I was looking as I moved into my retirement to do something different. I knew I wanted to do something musically, and I also knew I wanted to do something to serve humanity. And those things came together when I found this live therapeutic music. The Music for Healing and Transition program is mhtp.org. And they offered modules in person, and I really want to do an in-person training. There are others that are all online. MHTP has also gone online. So we have to keep up our professional certification and do 40 continuing education units. That's 40 hours over 4 years to keep up our certification. But those who are just coming on board would need to go through 5 modules, also online now, and also do a practicum, and there's tests along the way. So it's not exactly rigorous, but
it's a certification, though.
It's a commitment. It's a certification process.
Yeah, it's a certification process. And there's a fair amount of diligence to it, so that you can take your gift of music and give it as a gift of music to other people. They want to make sure that like any certification is, that it's a way of marking. You don't have to have a degree. It's a certification, so it's a way of marking your qualifications, so that a hospital will receive you with a certain amount of welcome, because you already have certifications in the ways that nursing homes and hospitals work.
They will know that a person presenting a certification in as a music practitioner knows how to comport themselves, knows how to deal with many variety of situations that may occur in the hospital, and will be a welcome member of the giving team, the caring teams in the setting.
I would like to end the moment just for a little bit of comic relief. That one instance where you had a patient wake up thinking they were in heaven because they were hearing harp. Can you recall that?
Oh, yes. I was playing. It was around the holiday season, and I was playing outside of a emergency room in a hospital, and the wife. I'd never been asked to stop playing before, but the wife of a patient who the wife came out and said she was upset because her husband thought he had passed, because when he woke up in the emergency room, he heard harp. So that was I stopped playing, but I said, well, when he saw you, did he realize where he was?
he thought the harp music was from heaven. Well, it was.
He thought it was from heaven.
It was. But it would have been it's a little traumatic.
Yeah, we have to be careful. Yeah.
Yes, that's part of the training. Yes. Okay. And so those of you who are musicians, and maybe possibly retired musicians, that is a wonderful, wonderful path to go. because the nursing homes, the rehab facilities, the various homes for hospice and things like that, by all means need. It's called not music therapy. It's called therapeutic music. And that means that it's music healing and transition, for transition. Maggie, thank you so much. We're at the top of the hour, and we're about to give back to Magic 92.5, and I thank you for calling in. Thank you so much for calling in and expressing what therapeutic music is about.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920, 92.5 FM. And we are at the top of the hour. We're at 9 o'clock, and we thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, participating with us. Inspired discussions about our community with, for, and on the community level. And we invite you to be with us tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for Terrific Tuesday with Nina Postjapak and Cameron Rylance. And this last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Ulster Savings Bank. Ulster Savings Bank, and many locations throughout the Mid-Hudson Valley, and one near you. And we thank you for being with us today. And until tomorrow, we wish you every success in growing and developing Kingston and all our neighboring communities. We now return you back to Magic 92.5.